At Fort Clay, under the scorching sun, recruits stood in perfect formation. Sweat rolled down their temples, rifles at their sides, boots pressed into the dirt. And then, it happened. The colonel himself, a towering, bald man with veins bulging at his neck, stepped forward carrying a steel bucket. Without warning, he dumped the freezing water straight over one young woman's head. Gas shot through the line. Her name was Private Rachel Carter, a quiet, simple woman, the kind no one thought would last a single week in boot camp. Now standing drenched before hundreds of recruits, her uniform clinging, the colonel barked, "This is what weakness looks like. If you can't handle this, you don't deserve the uniform." The other recruits smirked, some laughed. Even the sergeants didn't intervene. But Rachel didn't flinch. She stood tall, eyes locked, straight ahead. And in that moment, no one realized the base was about to witness something they would never forget. Rachel Carter was not just another recruit. She had grown up the daughter of a farmer in Oklahoma. Her life had been hardship. Long nights, cold winters, days spent hauling hay, fixing engines, and watching her father struggle to keep the land alive. People always underestimated her. She was too small, too quiet, too fragile. Now the colonel thought he had broken her, but humiliation had a way of forging something harder than steel. That night in the barracks, the whispers spread like wildfire. "She's done. Bet she drops out tomorrow. Colonel humiliated her. No way she'll recover." Rachel said nothing. She quietly wrung out her wet uniform, laid in her bunk, and stared at the ceiling. But inside, she was making a promise. "Tomorrow I prove them all wrong." Obstacle course. Where others stumbled on the rope climb, Rachel surged upward, hands raw, body aching. But she didn't stop. Mud smeared across her face as recruits watched in disbelief. Marksmanship training. At the range, rifles cracked one after another. Most recruits scattered shots all over the targets. But Rachel steadied her breathing, just like she had learned hunting coyotes back home. Bang, bullseye, bang, bullseye, again and again. Dead center. Endurance march, 20 miles, full pack, blazing sun. Half the recruits fell out. Rachel's boots bled her feet raw, but she kept walking, eyes forward, jaw set. And every time the colonel passed by, sneering, barking insults, Rachel didn't react. She just kept pushing harder. By week 3, the same recruits who mocked her were whispering something new. "She's tougher than anyone here. I don't get it. How is she not breaking? Did you see her hit every single bullseye?" The colonel noticed too, and it infuriated him. One morning, the recruits were assembled on the long desert range. Targets set half a mile out. The colonel stood before them, arms crossed. "Today, we separate soldiers from failures. Sniper qualification, few pass. Most of you, you'll wash out." One by one, recruits took their shots. Miss, miss, another miss. The colonel shook his head in disgust. Then Rachel stepped forward. Her rifle looked almost too large for her frame. The other recruits chuckled nervously. The colonel smirked. "Carter, ready to embarrass yourself again?" Rachel laid prone, cheek against the stock, finger brushing the trigger. She exhaled slowly. The desert went silent. Crack. The target half a mile away jerked. Dead center, bullseye. Gasps erupted. The colonel's jaw tightened. "Lucky shot. Do it again." She chambered another round. Crack. Another bullseye. Again, again, again. Every single round. Perfect. A wall of holes dead center on the target. Behind her, the recruits whispered in shock. "She's unreal. Nobody shoots like that." "Did you see the colonel's face?" For the first time in years, the colonel had no words. When Rachel finally stood, dusting herself off, the colonel stepped closer. His face was pale, eyes narrowed. "Where did you learn to shoot like that?" Rachel looked him straight in the eye, voice calm but firm. "Sir, my father taught me on the farm. Feeding cattle wasn't the only chore. Protecting them was too." And in that moment, the colonel, the same man who had humiliated her in front of everyone, actually took a step back. The base wasn't laughing anymore. They were staring at her in awe. From that day forward, everything changed. Recruits who once mocked her now followed her lead. Sergeants who doubted her now nodded in respect. And the colonel? He never poured another bucket on her head because he knew the quiet, simple woman he had tried to break was the one who had just outshined his entire base. Rachel Carter's story is not just about humiliation. It's about resilience. It's about standing tall when the world tries to break you. The next time someone doubts you or tries to humiliate you, remember Rachel. Remember that calm determination, that unshakable will, that silence which spoke louder than the colonel's voice ever could. And now I want to hear from you. Have you ever been underestimated and proved everyone wrong? Share your story in the comments below. Smash the like button if Rachel's courage inspired you. Hit subscribe so you never miss another powerful story like this. And don't forget to share this video because someone out there needs to hear it today. Because sometimes the quietest person in the room is the one who will shake the whole world.